Hey, welcome back to Art of Play Epiphany Enthusiasts. My name is Soto, and today we'll be doing a 3D card star tutorial. When you get a 3D card star from Art of Play, it'll come with instructions, a template that shows you where to draw your lines and where to cut, and of course, 13 cards so that you can make your very first 3D card star. Let's get into the tutorial. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll take our 12 cards. The set comes with 13 in case you mess something up on one of them. Then you can go ahead and remake one. And then our template. The other thing you'll need is going to be a fine tip pen and a pair of scissors. Now you'll take your template and you want to draw these lines that are on the template onto the card. The side that you draw it onto is going to be the side that's going to be facing outward on the card star. So in this case we're using bicycle rider back, but here we have our Stranger and Stranger Ultimate deck. So in this case the back of the cards, they're nice, but I would personally use the face of the card. Since there's 52 different cards, it would create a very unique card star if you were to do the design on the face of the cards. Just a note here, you want to have the blue side, the darker blue side facing you where it says 3D card star and you can read it. And this doesn't have to be perfectly centered on the card. I usually just throw it on there and then just start tracing my lines onto the card. And that's it. Let's get a little bit closer so you can see it. But that's going to be the first step, just tracing this pattern onto the cards. And we'll do all 12 of them. So at this point we're pretty much done with this template. The only thing to note is this dotted line here. This dotted line will be the crease line on the cards, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. Now the next step is to take your pair of scissors and you just want to cut carefully on these lines and make sure not to go past that mark. So basically you'll want to take your scissors and cut every single one of these lines. But I won't make you guys sit here and watch me do this for all of these. We'll just finish one up and hit it with some movie magic. And just like that, all of our pieces are cut. We won't need the scissors anymore, so we can set those aside. And here you'll see that some of them I might have cut off of the line, or my lines might be smudged. That's fine. Just just let it be wabi-sabi. And if you don't know what wabi-sabi is, then I would say that you should probably look it up. It's a cool concept and it might take a lot of stress off of your mind when you're working on stuff. Beautiful, beautiful concept, wabi-sabi. So let's move on to the next step. Here our template has a dotted line, so we know that on that dotted line we are going to crease. I think the easiest way to find the center of a card, even when it's not marked, here we have a circle from the wheel in the center. I just like to take my index or middle finger so that my thumb and index on my other hand can sort of pinch, and then I'll just sort of rotate this a little bit and find that center there, and then I can crease. And I'll do the same thing. I'll hold the center here and sort of rotate until I get that crease there. And this is what you should look like. This is what your card should look like once it's creased. I'll do it one more time. So I'll put my index finger on the back side somewhere in the center, so I can just sort of push up and I can grab it with my other hand, in this case my left hand, index and thumb. And then I'll just sort of pinch and guide it towards that corner. Alternate here and start that pinch there. It'll give you some sort of centered pinch. And See if we can do that movie magic thing again. Boom. There we go. All of our pieces are folded. And again, here you'll see that this one isn't folded right down the center. That's fine. It's not bad enough to throw it off. As I mentioned before, the set comes with 13 cards. You only need 12 to build the card star. The 13th one should really be used in case you tear something and it won't hold it in place anymore. But this off-center fold won't be bad. Going over the line a little bit too much won't be bad. Smudging your lines won't be that bad. Let's get right into the assembly now. From this point forward, all you need is the cards and your hands. So the basic instructions tell you to take a long cut and join it into a shortcut. So let's see if we can get this here. We just want to slide this in so that our long cut is joined with our short. And it sort of intersects this long cut on the corner here. So one more time, we're just taking our long cut on the card and joining it with a short cut on the card just by sliding them into each other. And they will lock into place. The card should go just about to the crease on both ends there. The next step is repeat this. You have your short cut here on the card. You'll take your long cut here and you're going to connect them. The only difference now is, and this is one of the more important steps and it gets a little bit more difficult, is that as you are joining these, you want to make sure that the new card that's coming in slides into, let's see if we can see that there. You want it to slide into the crease or the cut that's on the other card. And it'll lock into this card at the same time. One thing to keep in mind is underneath, this has to be centered on that card also. So it has to go on both sides of it. And now all you simply do is choose one to lock in first. So in this case, I'm going to lock here first and then push in. And then I'll come down here, finish pushing that in, and then lock that into place. All right, don't worry if you didn't catch it this time. I have to do it one more time and I'll go through that again. But this should give you this shape here, 3 corners. And then when you look at it on the inside, it should give you a triangle on the inside as well. Let's go ahead and make the second one. We'll take 3 pieces. Take our long cut and join it with our short cut here. Should slide right into place. Come close to the crease there. And then we'll take hold of the card that we just joined in there. This is where your finger dexterity comes into play. And we will slide this. I'm trying to do this while making sure that it's in frame. Making sure that it slides under in between those 2 pieces there. All right. See right here, it's going under that piece on both sides. And then we want to go on the inside and make sure that it's also going in between those 2 pieces there. Now, just go back to the other side and choose on which side to focus on first. So maybe we'll slide it into the top part here first and then finish pulling this through so that it locks in there. And this one up here is locked in. Push it so that it gets all the way to where the crease is at on all 3 sides. And we'll end up with 2 shapes, exactly identical shapes here. And that's our really big first step. for joining these. Alright, so once you have these two pieces made out of 3 cards each, you don't want to make another set of 3. Now you want to join them by adding 1 card at a time. So what we'll do here is choose any one of these corners, and I'm just going to pick this one, and it's repetitive, so we'll take the long cut and join it with this short cut here. Slide that in, and make sure that that's centered on both sides there. And this is going to look very familiar to you, but now we're going to take the long cut here and join it into this short cut here. Again, you want to make sure that it slides underneath and in between those two pieces there. You want to check the back side and make sure that it's in between those. And now we can focus once again on locking one of these in. So maybe for this one I'll try to manipulate this so that it sort of goes into the top portion here first. It's sliding in now, and then I'll just slide the bottom and pull back and lock it in. Alright, and always make sure that you finish adjusting this so they're locked all the way in, and you'll end up with your 3 pieces sort of connected. So now you have one wing sort of. I'll just describe this as a wing here, and a wing here, and these need to be joined with another card. So let's look at it from the top. So you'll have one end here, one end here, one end here, and we are missing, you can see here where it's disconnected. We want to add one in here. So once again, we'll take a single card, join the long cut to the short cut by sliding that in. And this time we will take this end that has a long cut and join it into this piece again, making sure that it clicks underneath. We'll check the underside to make sure that the card is centered and going in between both of those pieces. Right now it doesn't want to, but I'll just push it over. A little bit of muscling there. And now we can focus again on making sure that these will lock into place. So I'll push this one down first and lock it in there. And then, oh, it looks like the other one just sort of slid in and locked in. Perfect. So let me show you both sides of this. All right, so we just finished connecting these, and now we have the four wings that I was talking about sticking up on top, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those little triangles formed inside. If we look at the other side, we will have a figure here made out of 4 points, and we have a 3-point, a 3-point, a 3-point, and a 3-point. I'm not sure if that will help you, but there might be some of you that are visual learners, and being able to compare this and see this might help you. But anyways, let's go back to the underside. And again, the step repeats. We have 4 cards left. Might not need all 4 cards. I didn't count if I made 12 or 13, but we'll start off by connecting that there. what I like to do is, show that again. All I did was take one of the wings, take a new card, and do the long cut to the short cut. Slide that in. And then I rotate one over. And again, I'll take my long cut to the short cut. And the first one that I put in on a wing, I'm going to fold it over, just rotate it. You see that? Rotate it over so that this long cut can fit into this short cut here. And again, we want to slide it underneath. Check the underside, and at this point it might be difficult for you guys to see, but I will try my best. You know this step. Just make sure to push that over so that the card is going in between both of the sides. And then I like to push the top one in here first. Make sure that that's locking in. Once that's locking in, then I can bring my side piece here and push it in so that it locks. Now it does get tighter as you work on it. There it is. And in this case it came undone from back here, but that's fine. I'll just slide it back in and lock that there. Okay, this naturally wants to go in here, but it's missing a card. So what I'll do is I'll give it the card there, add a new card, and again it'll want to rotate over and just go in there. We'll lock the top in and push the side in so that it locks in place, and it's set there. Okay, one more time. Oh, you see in here how it's not in the middle of the two. I'll just try to manipulate that without having it pop out. Oh, but it did. So that's okay, it happens. Just lock this back in up top here. That's what happens when you don't double check on the inside to make sure that it's matching up and going in between the two pieces. So just hold down, sort of lift here and push that into place. And then finish pushing this in so that that one locks in. Perfect. And the last card. So the last card will be our long end into the short end. Just like so. And once again, we will take this long cut and try to join it into the short cut while going underneath and in between these two pieces here. Nope. Make sure that that stays locked in place. And again, it does get more difficult as you come to the end of this. So you'll just have to be a little patient. Lock that in there. Push this. Push this all the way through so that it locks in here. And the last piece, very last piece, is the same motion. We'll take our long cut and join it into our short cut while going underneath And this is definitely the hardest one, the last one, but just push into it there. And get all that to lock in. Make sure everything is locked in, and you have your 3D card start. Hope the tutorial was helpful, and tag us on Instagram, Art of Play, with your creation. You can use any cards that you want, mix them up, show us what you come up with.